Hi everyone, it's Alison Edgar, the Entrepreneur's Godmother, and it is 12:30 on Friday, so it's Facebook Live time. So I know that we've obviously done a little bit more promotion around the Facebook Live this week, so I know that there's more people. I know that Wafa is waiting, so I'm hopefully you'll start to log in a couple of seconds. Kaya will be checking that now to see that you're all coming on board. So, obviously a bit of a not great for London this week, but as we said, as the media have been saying, we push on and we carry forward. On a positive note, the clocks are changing this weekend, which is great. Spring is springing, we get the longer days. If you have joined, again, I know that there's numbers joining, I can see you on the screen. If you can give me a little thumbs up or a little hello so that I know who's there with us today. We are going to start, but I think there's a bit of a delay. Who did a thumbs up? I'm not sure if that was Kaya. It was Kaya. So again, there is a bit of a delay from when I start to when we go live. Hello Sam, good to see you. That's a good sign. I know everyone's here. So we are here in Chippenham today, working from Chippenham, working from the office. And hi Wafa Powell, thank you for joining in. I'm going to give it a little bit longer before I start today because I know that the start gets missed. Hi, there's people giving me thumbs up. So hopefully you can all hear me. So today's a funny old Facebook Live because something really strange happened. And the crux of how it started, one of the clan members, Wendy Whitaker Large, just randomly put something on Facebook, a little kind of ranty post. Sorry, Wendy, a little bit ranty. And then she then replied to that, and somebody had mentioned about a fixed or a growth mindset. And although I'd heard about a fixed or a growth mindset, I didn't actually understand what it was, really. You know, I'd heard people talking about it, but I thought, So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was last week, we were late into starting the Facebook Live because I'd been with a client and I sat down at the end of it and Kaya said, that wasn't great this week. You weren't very well prepared. You were sitting on the sofa. You just hadn't, it wasn't great. And I thought, But the reason it's not great is sometimes nobody's watching me. And I think, well, you know what? I don't know. Is it worth doing the Facebook Live? Because we don't get a lot of viewers at the time. We, get people that watch it afterwards. But is it worth it? So in my head of heads, I think, yeah, we keep going, we keep on doing this because it is worth it. But other people would have stopped by now. Other people, if you're not getting massive traction on it, they would stop. And this led me to think into this fixed or growth mindset. So as you know, I'm dyslexic, so for me learning reading books is quite tricky. So we've got a best friend at the Entrepreneur's Godmother. And this best friend knows absolutely everything. And I'd like, in case you haven't met this friend, I'll introduce you. Their name is Google. So again, whenever I don't know anything, my first port of call is actually Google. Oh, hi Lorraine. Lorraine Lester says it's worth it. She rarely misses it. So yay, great. And for those of you who don't know Lorraine is actually the fundamental of why I started a business, which again, we look at fixed and growth mindsets, and that will sort of, give you a bit more understanding behind it. So after Wendy's comment about this fixed or growth mindset, I thought I'm going to do a little bit of research because it would be something that would be really good to do a Facebook Live on. So we did it. And I had a little look. Our friend Google told me all about the difference between fixed and growth mindsets. So we've also got another friend that we really, we use a lot, and that's our friend YouTube. Because I struggle to read with things, I like to listen and I like to watch. So someone also on LinkedIn, when I posted the link, had mentioned a lady, and I will double check. Her name is Carol DeWick. and she is a psychologist. So a lot of the studies on fixed and growth mindset come as a result of her work. So again, it ties in quite nicely to the stuff that we do under NSISE, under the behaviours for sales. So that's why, again, I was really keen to do that. But as you know, I've always got to have an Alison Edgarism in there. You know, I don't teach things that I don't believe in or haven't experienced or can't explain in Alison Edgar. Sam's lovely Sam has said she wrote the book on mindset. So again, I am crediting her, so I'm not plagiarising what she's done. But what she did was she did some research in schools, is where it was done, and looked at the mindset and the growth of children. So I thought, well, where do I fit in? You know, for those of you who have done any of my training, it's like the Titanic. It's about to sink. Who do you think about? You think about yourself. Oh, where do I fit? Where do I fit? So for anybody who is watching that doesn't know about fixed or growth mindset, I'd like to just share a little bit about where it is and how I think it fits into how it fits into sales. So one of the first things is desire. So people with a fixed mindset, they might want something, but they would be scared to take action in case it doesn't happen, whereas people with a growth mindset will take action. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. Kanye West. You're all now going, Kanye West? What's that got to do with things? So I went for tea at the Dorchester with my sister, the lovely Norma Shields, and a few other friends. And as we were leaving the Dorchester, the paparazzi were outside. And the reason they were outside was because Kanye and Kim were at the Dorchester. Hi, Robert Leet. So they're there. Literally, they are like just a few feet away. And everybody's going, there's Kim and Kanye, there's Kim and Kanye. But the people with the fixed mindsets were like, oh, what do I do? What am I going to do? But there was one person who had a growth mindset and was straight in there getting the selfie with Kanye. Unfortunately, the person with the growth mindset isn't very good at doing selfies on the phone, so had the phone round the wrong way. But again, it gives you an example of they might have the desire, but they're scared. So a fixed mindset would be scared. The other thing is sort of evaluation of situations. So what you've got is they don't want to push things in case they fail, because then they might look stupid. Whereas actually, for a growth mindset, they don't mind failure because they take failure as something that they can learn from and makes them succeed even more. So again, it's just that difference between fixed and growth. The other thing is setbacks. So again, a lot of times with a fixed mindset, it's never their fault. No, it's not their fault. It's someone else's fault. Whereas actually, with a growth mindset, they take it on the chin and they evolve. And the same with things like negative feedback. And one of the clan members, Helen Jewell, does workshops. That's what she does. She trains people to run workshops. So when I started doing Easy Peasy Sales, I'd never been trained in how to do a workshop. So I kind of made it up as I went along. Sorry, for those of you who've been on it. I promise there was some thought went into it, but not actual anything structured. So for anybody who has seen me live or done Easy Peasy Sales live, you will know that I adore it, and feedback, you know, is usually really great. So to get negative feedback at the end of one of Easy Peasy Sales, it was unusual. So again, if I'd had a fixed mindset, I'd have gone, she doesn't know what she's talking about. No, everybody thinks it's great. But as a growth mindset, I took Helen's feedback on the chin. Poof. And as a result of taking the feedback on the chin, poof, I actually changed the way that I structured Easy Peasy Sales. So what it did was it made it more interactive, but also it took a lot of energy levels. It helped me constrain them because the candidates or the clients or the people who were in the course were doing more of the work. So again, you know, by taking that, I've evolved, and it gave me more time back to conserve my energy to do other things. So again, that's a difference. And I think, You know, also, you know, the criticism is enveloped in there as well. And the other thing is, again, the difference between a fixed and between, you know, a growth mindset is success of other people. So for those of you watching, you will hopefully have met or interacted with some of my team. I know I've currently got the amazing Kaya, who I really would love to stay with me forever, but I train the girls that work for me to leave. I give them the skill sets, and for those of you who met Natasha and you met Gemma, you know, it sounds really bad, but I want them to leave because there's more of the world out there from just working with me. Kaya, not yet, not time yet, stay longer. But from that aspect, again, someone with a fixed mindset wouldn't want them, you know, would want them to stay and not grow. So it's, again, how you look at other people and how they interact. And then the results, you know, it's just really important that you analyse those. I want to give you a real life example, and today really has been quite traumatic for me, because in searching for something that you can relate to, it's really pulled at my, oh, I'm getting emotional, my heartstrings as to why, you know, where does my mindset come from? And again, I don't know enough about it. I'm not a psychologist, you know, nature, nurture, and all the rest of it, but I want to talk about my dad, which is why I'm quite emotional. So we were brought up in Glasgow, just outside Clydebank, high-rise flat, working class. We were brought up to have a fixed mindset, because that's what you did. You know, you didn't really aspire to have your own business. You aspired to get a job. But again, my dad at age 8 was knocked down, and he was brought up in a hospital, more or less, and they told him he would never walk. So again, he was sort of given a fixed mindset. He was very intelligent, but his chances were taken away because of his disability. So he was brought up, you know, he was an orphan, he was brought up by an auntie, and he was brought up, you know, in quite a militant shipyard industry, which was all kind of fixed. Oh no, I finish at 5 o'clock. Oh no, I can't do this. Oh no. Oh, that didn't work. Well, that was that manager's fault, or that one's fault. You know, the blame kind of culture, a fixed mindset. And something happened. My dad was actually, because he was quite intelligent, when he was working, he was offered a job as a night school lecturer at college to teach people draftsmanship. And what then happened was he turned it down. And he turned it down because he had a fixed mindset and imposter syndrome. You know, a lot of you have watched the blogs, but he had imposter syndrome. And it was one of his biggest regrets, and my mum's biggest regrets, that they had, like, they wouldn't have known it as a fixed mindset, but they turned down this opportunity, which could have changed our lives. You know, we could have ended up maybe having a bought house, as they would say in Clydebank, not the council house. And, you know, it could have changed things, and they didn't do it because they had a fixed mindset. But one of the things that did happen was when my dad was in his mid-50s, this thing was invented called the computer. Because up until then, you had to use the draftsman boards, was like hand, rubber, all the rest of it. And what was happening was AutoCAD came into play. And what was then happening is my dad was really under threat of redundancy in his mid-50s, and he could see this. So instead of having a fixed mindset and, you know, complaining that, oh, these youngians are taking the jobs, or again, things like, you know, it's the manager's fault, you know, they shouldn't be putting these machines in. Again, a fixed mindset. My dad said, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to go to night school while I work to learn AutoCAD. So he did an HND when he was in his 50s, because he could see the turn, you know, the tides were turning. He took on new skills. He could see in a growth mindset that this was an opportunity not to be missed, because his fixed mindset, when he was given the opportunity to be the lecturer, you know, really, really changed things. So, I mean, that kind of covers what he did. You know, what he then happened and then went on to was he became one of the most sought after draftsmen in Scotland and the north of England because he had two skill sets. The young guys could only do AutoCAD and the old guys could only do the board. So again, by having both those skill sets, he wasn't afraid of failure. He just took it from there, and he really, you know, so I look now when I'm doing the, you know, the analysis of where does my mindset, am I fixed, or am I growth? You know what, you can join in and like, join in if you like, but do you know what? I am growth, and I'm growth through and through. And again, what I was trying to analyse, which is why it's all quite emotional, is why am I growth? Have I always been growth? Have I always done that? You know, how did this happen? And again, I think a lot of this does come from my father and my mother because, you know, my dad, you know, suffered from being fixed, moved to growth. So when it came to me, as you know the story. You know, I left school at 16. I'm dyslexic. You know, I haven't got any, you know, formal qualification. But what I have got is in Scotland we didn't do maths, we did arithmetic, so like counting, just things like 2 and 2 makes 5. Oops, no, it's not 5, it's 4. So when I sat my exams, my parents always taught me that it's all about effort. So it wasn't about intelligence, because I've got a sister who I mentioned earlier. She's a pharmacist and she's got a degree. She's got, you know, 7 grades, she's got higher, she's got education coming out of her ears. And when she passed her exam, she would get like the odd little card on the mantelpiece. When I got my C, I think it was, for arithmetic, the house was full of cards. You know, congratulations, congratulations, woo! Because I was being rewarded on the effort. I did my best. So I think that I've always had a growth mindset. I know that today I'm specifically talking about me a lot, but what I want to try, because it has been a bit of an epiphany for me, that how did I get to here, and what makes me, you know, when I talk, people love to listen, and I have no idea why. And I think a lot of it is because I haven't come from fixed to growth. I genuinely am growth. And again, you can do it. So the point is, my father did it and he benefited his life from it. We've been doing a bit of analysis today, who we think is fixed and who we think is growth. And again, I'm sure there'll be people that you can think of are fixed or are growth. But the point of talking about my dad and my dad's story is actually, it shows you can shift your mindset. So even if you've been brought up in a, you know, this is my law, I'm too scared to try. And again, you know, starting a business is, you have to move into that mindset. You have already, guys. Those of you who have started a business have already moved into growth mindset. But you know, what I really want to do is, you know, get you to believe, but really put action points in place of what you can do to move into that mindset. And it feeds into confidence, really. You know, we talk about the 4 key pillar areas of sales that I use, and the 4th one is confidence. So I think, again, we're always evolving our content anyway, but as a result of what, you know, knowing a bit more between fixed and growth. And again, I think that implies that we don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. I want to learn new things, and I want to teach you guys new things absolutely all the time. So, I know today's been a wee bit emotional, but it's been a real eye-opener for me over the last couple of days to really think about mindset. And I think, you know, manifestation and abundance, I know Sarah Cookson, and you know, I had a conversation in her group about manifestation and abundance, and I think it feeds into this. I think a lot of the mindset, the growth, the visualization comes as part of that journey. So for me, I've probably got a bit more understanding to that than I've ever had, because I couldn't quite work out why people weren't like me. Why is not everybody doing that? Why are they not doing that? And again, I think it's, again, to do with the fixed and growth mindset. So sorry for a wee bit emotional today. I'm really hoping that you have enjoyed what I've got to say. We're going to put this one out on the other social media channels. we're also going to send it out to the database and things. Couple of things to touch on. Easy Peasy Sales Live is back in Bristol on the 9th of May. Again, it's quicker, it's slicker, it's better, thanks to Helen Jewell and her feedback, which we took on board. I'm going to say bye-bye. I'm going to go and get my tissues and have a wee cry, I think. But please try, work on your mindset, move it from fixed. If you really want to take over the world, you can do whatever you want. Make the mistakes, learn from them, grow. I'm Alison Edgar, the Entrepreneur's Godmother. Thank you for watching. Bye.